Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our webinar all about IQ MCT, which is our smart food that contains some metabolic actively biotics along with MCT. So, if you care about your health, do sports, and control your diet, and try to avoid extra fats, then you probably have heard of fats that are extremely beneficial to us. And which is one of our product in our range is the IQ MCT. It contains a specific type of fat that helps in the burning of excess fat. What is IQ MCT powder? It's a high quality source of clean energy for the brain, muscles, and other tissues. It's real fuel for the body. It's beneficial for the quickly converting into the ketones, providing increased concentration, bypassing the process of digestion and storage in the adipose tissue. So the value of MCT oil lies in its composition of medium chain triglycerides or MCTs, which do not directly involve in fat metabolism. Unlike other fats, they do not undergo typical process of digestion, and instead they are broken down into fatty acids that are subsequently converted into energy. For many years, coconut oil has been recognized as the most exceptional plant-based source of triglycerides, with over 60% of its fatty acids being medium-chain triglycerides, in comparison to milk, for example, which contains only around 10 to 12% of these triglycerides. But recently, scientists have discovered a method to extract the most valuable medium-chain triglycerides from coconut oil, which serves as the foundation for MCT oil. And the coconut oil consists of a minimal amount of, so these are the medium-chain triglycerides. What I'm going to talk about is the caproic acid, which is known as like 6-carbon, so C6, approximately 6%. We have like a capric acid, C8, around 9% of the capric acid, or C10, and roughly 50% of lauric acid, C12, which means that has 12 carbon atoms. So the MCTs, like medium chain triglycerides, exist in four forms, as I mentioned. We have caproic, which has 6 carbons. We have caprylic, which has 8 carbons. We have capric, which has 10 carbons, and the lauric, which has 12 carbon acids, which are categorized based on the number of carbon atoms they containing. As you can see, they range from 6 to 12. Our bodies basically can convert fatty acids into usable energy in the form of ketones at a faster rate when the acids have fewer carbon atoms. And during ketosis, the majority of cells in our bodies, including the brain, rely on ketones or fatty acids as a fuel source instead of glucose. In ketosis, muscles primarily consume fatty acids, while ketones nourish the nervous system. MCTs do not require bile salts for digestion and can pass directly from the digestive system into the bloodstream without affecting digestion, unlike long-chain fats. And due to their ease of digestion and utilization, MCTs are often a suitable choice for individuals who struggle with digestive problems, fat absorption, or have the absence of gallbladder. The benefits of eating fats and ketones instead of glucose is that because ketones will give you more energy per molecule to cell, and burning ketone bodies requires less oxygen to produce the same amount of energy. And burning ketones and fats is associated with a decrease in oxidative stress, which linked to aging and various chronic diseases. And in ketosis, the delivery of energy, which we can refer to glucose in this case, to cells is more stable compared to a highly carbohydrate diet. And ketosis, so we can refer as the brain's way of getting energy from fat. MCT oils, as I mentioned, they are extracted from coconuts, and IQ MCT powder has an ideal ratio of carboxylic acid, which is the 8 carbon molecule of it, at a 70% amount, and a capric, which has a 10 carbon molecules at a 30% ratio, and is almost completely purified from lauric acid C12, which slows down the absorption, which makes it possible to digest faster, give a powerful release of ketones, sustained energy over a longer period of time, regulation of the cholesterol levels, and burning of excess fat. So, why IQ MCT powder is good for the brain? As I mentioned, the role of MCTs as an energy source cannot be overstated. A decrease in mental activity is characterized by a deprivation of brain cells. They lose their ability to efficiently utilize glucose. And previous studies has shown that by promoting ketogenesis, it can compensate for the energy deficit experienced by brain cells due to impaired glucose metabolism. And in this case, like fats cannot enter the brain. That's why some people incorrectly believe that the brain completely depends on glucose. This is wrong. The brain can feed, still can continue to get nourished by the ketones. And there is evidence that MCTs themselves are able to reach the brain and utilize its cells as an energy source. And the role of ketones and MCTs in providing energy to the central nervous system makes MCTs one of the best solutions for individuals who, due to various factors such as age or like habits, are unable to adhere to keto diet but still require ketones. So, what are the benefits of fatty acids in MCT oil? How do their proportions affect the properties of this oil? The caprylic acid is the most important component of the MCTs, and it is known for being the most efficient and rapidly absorbed fatty acid. It reaches the liver in significant amounts and is efficiently converted into energy through the process of oxidation. When considering an MCT oil, it is essential to focus on the quantity of C8 present in the formulation. In our formulation of the Smart Food IQ MCT powder, the ratio of C8 to C10 is 70 to 30%. And here, just to give you a little bit an idea to comparing the differences between an IQ MCT powder in conventional MCT oil against the coconut oil. So you can see that on the left hand side we have like a caprylic acid, we have capric acid, lauric acid, and prebiotics and metabiotics. And you can see that in IQ MCT powder we have 70% of caprylic acid, while in conventional MCTs, this amount is between 20 to 60%, and in coconut oil, it's 8 to 13%. And the ratio of capric acid is 30% in our formulation, and the conventionals contain like 20 to 30 and 5 to 70 in coconut oil. So you can see that we have perfect ratio of caprylic acid to capric acid without containing any lauric acid, which I mentioned earlier, if you remember, about the impact on the digestion. It slows down, and you can see that the conventional MCT oils can contain up to 50% of this lauric acid, and the coconut oil has 45 to 65% of this lauric acid. And besides, the conventional MCTs and coconut oil does not contain any prebiotics or metabiotics. So, and I would like to repeat myself, when choosing MCT oil, please look at the ratio of the caprylic acid and the capric acid. So, the caprylic acid, as I mentioned, there are several benefits, is not just an energy booster. The doctors have established an interesting fact, and this is people in countries where coconuts grow particularly never get sick with yeast fungi. And the research has revealed that coconuts contain caprylic acid, which inhibits the growth of fungal infections. So besides these other energy functions, it also inhibits the growth of fungal infections. And the clinical studies have confirmed the advantages of this acid, leading to the creation of specialized complexes incorporating caprylic acid. So the main useful properties of caprylic acid also include, as I mentioned, the antifungal, which fights against the candida or chlamydia and other fungi, and antibacterial without the risk of developing resistance or pathogen mutation. It supports your weight loss, prevention of inflammation and dermatitis, including acne. It assists with the digestive system disorders. It regulates cholesterol levels. It reduces the progression of Alzheimer's disease. It strengthens the immune system. It supports your cardiovascular health. It helps to improve the blood circulation in our bodies. And here I just like choose, I'd say, pick up some of the studies that show about the MCT oil and its ability to help you in various factors, such as it was proved that the MCT increases the release of two hormones that contribute to a feeling of fullness in the stomach, which are PYY and leptin. And the study found that the people who took 2 tablespoons of MCT oil as part of their breakfast ended up eating less food for lunch compared to 2 take regular coconut oil. In addition, the MCT oil supplementation showed a significant body weight reduction and waist circumference, and the researchers even report that it may help prevent obesity. And finally, your body can use MCT oil as an instant energy source, so making storing fat unnecessary for this purpose. So you will not carry extra storing the fats that you consume after the foods, basically. And the intestinal environment, I would like to make an emphasis on it, which is, plays a crucial role in weight optimization. The combination of prebiotics and metabiotics in our formulation, basically in the MCT powder, helps in promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and support the integrity of the intestinal mucosa, which in turn can contribute to weight loss. And the innovative formulation that we have in the MCT powder contains ingredients that work synergistically to enhance metabolism, digestion, and facilitate the weight loss. Like to repeat, our ratio of C8 to C10 is like 70-30. So this is the optimal ratio. We have the metabiotics, which are the new generation of substances that support the proper functioning of the intestinal microbiota. And we have prebiotics, which are, in this case of this formulation, we have inulin and arabinogalactam, which are stimulating the growth and reproduction of the beneficial microflora in the body. And continuing with the metabiotics, they are composed of basically Lactobacillus helveticus and Lactobacillus acidophilus in our formulation. So metabiotics, which are the structural components of probiotic microorganisms that can optimize the body-specific physiological functions, and then they support beneficial bacteria and eliminate harmful and unnecessary, the ones that we don't want, without containing any bacteria themselves. And unlike the probiotics, metabiotics do not create conflicts or antagonistic relationship with a person's microbiota. They start to act immediately and providing immediate, the definite quick response and giving you the benefits. And here you can see that the metabiotics that I mentioned in our formulation, Lactobacillus helveticus, has of course the short chain fatty acid and peptides, amino acids, and teichoic acids and lactic acid. And the short chain fatty acids I refer to There are always the acetate, butyrate, and propionate are metabolic targets for preventing and countering obesity and related disorders in glucose metabolism and insulin resistance, which will help you to weight loss, to help with your insulin resistance, and it will help with the immunomodulation. While the lactobacillus acidophilus, which contains peptides, fatty acids, GABA, which is known as like a gamma aminobutyric acid, and lysozyme, and what functions it will going to benefit you is that this gamma aminobutyric acid will reduce the cholesterol levels in the blood by inhibiting the absorption of cholesterol in the intestine and suppressing the reabsorption of the bile acids, which in turn will help in lowering the cholesterol. And again, with the lactobacillus helveticus, it will help to immunomodulation. These peptide ultralysates of lactobacillus helveticus and lactobacillus acidophilus possesses antibacterial properties that enhance digestion, combat obesity, and strengthen the body's immune defenses. The probiotic inulin extracted from the chicory roots promotes the development of beneficial intestinal microflora by 5 to 10 times in just 10 to 12 days. It will help increase the absorption of vitamins, calcium, magnesium, and iron by 30 to 50%, improves carbohydrate and fat metabolism, resulting in accelerated weight loss, normalizes blood sugar levels, helps in lymph and body detoxification, eliminating toxins and heavy metals. And it is recommended for use when beneficial microflora is supposed, such as during antibiotic use or when traveling abroad. And it's recommended to start taking it 2 to 3 weeks before traveling. And the probiotic inulin will also help to reduce the amount of ammonia in the intestine, which can contribute to tumor growth. And it normalizes intestinal activity in cases of gastrointestinal problems, dysbiosis, gastritis, and colitis, and it strengthens immune defenses and increases endurance and slows down the aging process and increase collagen production. This probiotic, they consider it the most ideal option and stands out among its counterparts. The inulin provides protection to the entire length of the colon. In addition, several hundred medical studies have been conducted to specifically investigate its beneficial effects on the digestive, immune, and skeletal systems. The second probiotic in our formulation of the IQ-MCT is the arabinolactam from the Siberian larch, which maintain the strong immunity. These larches are incredibly hard trees that can withstand temperatures as low as minus 60 degrees, and they thrive in mountainous regions, growing up to 2,000 meters above the sea level and can live up to 900 years. The larch contains numerous beneficial substances, one which is arabinogalactam, which promotes strengthening the immune system, almost 2 times more effective than the echinacea in the growth and development of beneficial microflora in the gastrointestinal tract. It regulates cholesterol and blood sugar levels, regulates appetite, making it suitable for weight loss programs. It improves intestinal motility and promoting the regular bowel cleansing. It is absorbing and removing toxic substances and radionuclides and heavy metals. It possesses antimicrobial, hepatoprotective, and gastroprotective properties, and it protects against negative effects of antibiotics therapy and preserving the beneficial intestinal microflora and exhibiting antimutagenic activity. And several studies have shown that arabinogalactam has scientifically proven antioxidant properties. But why in powder? So first of all is the digestibility. The difference between the liquid MCT oil and its powder form is that the powder is well tolerated even by people who cannot consume MCT oil in liquid form. And powdered MCTs are also easier to digest. And the second one is the convenience and portability. Compared to liquid MCT oil, MCT powders are more convenient to use and transport. Liquid oil can split into the kitchen or in your travel bag, whereas the neatly packed powder is easy to store and take with you on the go. And finally, the texture and blending. MCT liquid oil mixes purely and imparts an oily, greasy color to coffee and other beverages. On the other hand, in the powder form, the MCTs that will easily and mixes and creates a pleasant, creamy texture when added to liquids and other foods. And here it comes, just to recap the whole advantages of IQ MCT powder, which is also giving you, as I just mentioned, about the digestibility and how convenient it is to take. The ratio of the C8 to C10, this capric acid ratio I mentioned, is 70-30, which is I am repeating myself, to give the optimal ratio of these medium chain triglycerides. It contains inulin, probiotic I mentioned. It contains arabinogalactan, which has a strong anti-inflammatory effect. It has metabolitides, the peptide ultralysates I mentioned, and the synergy of components, the synergistic effect we will get from the probiotics and metabiotics, and the delicious taste that will give you for example, the creamy texture on the coffee, for example, if you choose to mix with it. And I'd like to thank you very much for listening me on today's topic. And before I finish the webinar about the IQ MCT powder, I would like to just show what is the recommendation to take it. So the best time to use the IQ MCT is in the morning to energize the brain at the beginning of the day, or during the day to satisfy the hunger, or for dessert if you desire a quick snack, or in the office to enhance the focus while working. And here is the recommendation. So it is recommended to take 1 teaspoon, approximately giving like 5 grams of IQ MCT, to coffee, cocktail, smoothies, cereals, and baked goods. But I would like to take a note that if you start taking IQ MCT or any MCT like the first time, it's recommended to take half or 1 serving per day and gradually increase to 3 to 5 servings, allowing the body to get adapt and to get utilize it. And I wish you to enjoy with this delicious and healthy drink with the IQ MCT powder, which is highly recommended. Thank you very much and wish you a nice day.